Everybody, this is Alan Fine for Virtual Roadshows and Insider Travel Report. This is the panel, an adventure travel panel called What is a Great Adventure Tour Today? And I'm going to read you a paragraph that describes what we're about to do. The adventure tour business is booming, and top tour operators keep coming up with new ways to explore exotic destinations. This panel examines the products in the market today and how you can sell them to an increasingly diverse consumer base. Actually, it was customer base. I looked away to try to look at the camera. All right, that's what we're going to do. And with us today are Kieran Nambiar, the Senior Vice President of Sales of Anscro. Can you wave? Say hi.
Hi.
Danielle Martins, Sales Support Manager for Colette.
Hi.
Wendy Mills, Business Development Manager, Eastern Canada, USA for Exodus Adventure Travels. Cassandra Brown, Senior Key Partnership Manager for Intrepid Travel. Simon Jones, Business Development Director for Africa, and that's Ultimate Jet Vacations. And that's our
Hi, guys.
So we're going to jump right in with the first question. I'm going to ask you each to briefly describe your company and what it offers in terms of adventure travel experiences, but briefly, because what happens is if it's not brief, you answer all the other questions that are coming up. So let us begin with, let's do Simon.
Thank you so much, Ellen. So Ultimate Jet Vacations, we're a top luxury high-end wholesaler slash tour operator with head offices in Florida in the USA. The business was predominantly Caribbean and Mexico over the last sort of 12 years, but ever since COVID came into the world, we branched out into other regions like Africa and Europe. So yeah, we're here to work with travel agents around the United States and Canada. And thanks so much for the invite today.
That's great. And then let's talk to Wendy. Give us a little description.
Hi, everybody. I'm Wendy with Exodus Adventure Travels, and we are one of the leaders in active adventure travelers. And we're known for really our commitment to improve life through travel. And we provide unforgettable journeys and expert insights all around the world. But a lot of our trips do focus on more of the active style of travel. So that includes hiking, biking, also culture-based and wildlife. So we have a little bit of everything for when people are traveling, they want more of an active style of travel. We are as well proud of our B Corp certification, dedicated to our incredible community-driven adventures and wildlife-focused events as well.
Okay. And Cassandra, tell us about Intrepid Travel.
Thanks, Alan. At Intrepid, we've been operating since 1989, and we specialize in small group, experience-rich, and sustainable travel. For us, adventure means something different to everyone, and it's more about the immersive, off-the-beaten-track, grassroots-level experience. We have a wide array of styles and themes to choose from, and we pretty much go all over, which we'll get into a little bit later. One thing that's truly unique about us as an operator is that we're a vertically integrated business. So we run our tours, but we're also the operator on the ground with our 30 plus DMCs across the globe. And just like Exodus, we're also B Corp certified, which we're really proud about as well.
Okay. And Kieran, give us the overview.
Great team. Anscro is a DMC specialized in Australia and New Zealand vacations. We can also help with South Pacific islands like Fiji, Cook Islands, and Tahiti. We are only B2B. We only work with travel advisors, 30 years in the business, 80 staff with offices in Australia, New Zealand, and in the UK. Our core competencies are product range. We have something like 40,000 products directly contracted from 5,000 suppliers across Australia and New Zealand. We're really good with customized itineraries, all about meticulous customization. Advisors send us a brief, and we match the right regions and the right products within the region in Australia and New Zealand to deliver an incredible client experience. We turn around customized itineraries in about 1 or 2 days. So clients send us a brief, we get back with a customized itinerary, availability, and the quote in 1 or 2 business days. Our objective, or we exist to make it easier for travel advisors to sell Australia and New Zealand vacations.
Great. And Danielle, tell us how long Colette's been around as you begin to tell us the overview.
Yes, absolutely. For 107 years. So a very long time. I guess we're the oldest and the largest guided tour operator in North America. We're a family-run operation. It started in the U.S. in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and we do have offices here in Canada and Australia as well. And we offer more than 170 tours now, all across 7 different continents. We're very known for our premium experience and very immersive experience to clients and travelers around the world. Our mission statement is to enhance life's journey by creating extraordinary experiences, and I believe that's exactly what we do and what we offer to travelers out there. It's those curated experiences and that novelty that people are looking for.
Okay. Now I'm looking forward to the answer to this question because what is an adventure tour today, and how is it changing? What are its components, and what makes for a great adventure tour? And what's great about it is there's no right answer, no wrong answer, and there's a lot of answers. So let's begin with Cassandra.
Yeah, it's a great question. I know when I started at Intrepid Travel 8 years ago, there was a lot of misconceptions about what adventure travel means. And a lot of people put it into one box of it's for young people who want to be active and hike mountains. And that's absolutely a small portion of it. But then that term is so broad now. I think some of the key components of an adventure tour are the destination. We take people to locations that are not only scenic, but may also offer unique experiences. So it could be mountain ranges or wildlife safaris. There's a wider range of activities, whether it's active or more cultural. I think adventure tours also offer a physical or a mental challenge. So maybe it's hiking out Mount Kilimanjaro, or maybe it's going to a local night market in Thailand and experiencing local food for the first time. I think most adventure tours also have a key component of the cultural and education experience, getting immersive in the destination. And then, of course, for most operators, we would say that safety and support is key as well. So you want to be traveling with an operator that has logistics in place. People feel safe. They can take part in these activities, getting out of their comfort zone and knowing that they have local experts in destination, and they're going to get home safe at the end of the day. I think for great adventure tours, for us, it's really about having those well-organized logistics, your expert guides, and being able to get under the surface of a destination. And it goes hand in hand with sustainability and respect for local communities and nature and wildlife, which is also something that we've seen evolve over the years as well.
Great. Simon, what makes what is an adventure tour today?
Yeah, I just echo what Cassandra says. It's a journey that combines, of course, excitement, discovery, personal growth, and nature and culture, I guess, are at the heart of it. But it's the adventure, the history, art, cuisine, of course, local interactions. So, again, with me having a heavy focus on Africa, that delivers a lot of what I just said. And, we've seen items like Rwanda now where people are going up gorilla trekking, getting sort of a history in regards to the area itself. So, yeah, I think it's just a blend of all those things we've just said, and Cassandra, of course, and that makes the perfect trip.
Okay. Wendy, what do you think is an adventure tour today?
Well, adventure tour, I mean, it is very popular and it is growing part of the travel industry. And, I always, when I come back to an adventure tour, I always think it's so relative to the person that's traveling. And I think of my mom when we went to Rome and even just trying to get onto their subway stations in and out to my mom, that was an adventure, But to each person, trying to cross the street in Hanoi in Vietnam, that's an adventure, that those things like that are really, each person kind of looks at adventure travel their own way, but it could be something as, wanting to complete a hiking Everest Base Camp or something like that, Summit Extreme, or it could be just something as simple as leaving your home country and it's your first trip overseas. And that to them could be an adventure in itself as well. And trying to learn a new culture and try to fit in and try to how to figure out everything while you're traveling as well. So, being an adventure tour, it really encompasses a lot of different ways to travel, I feel as well. And, with us as well, what makes a great adventure is when you travel with Exodus, we only travel with a small group of only 16 maximum people. So it really provides that extra kind of security as a group. We travel a small group and camaraderie as well. Everybody gets to know each other and you really make some really great friends, of course, as well. Really, intimate feel when you travel with Exodus travels as well. So, I mean, I really feel adventure travel could be such a wide range of things for people, but it could be whatever you want it to be.
Sure. And Danielle, what is an adventure tour to Colette?
So I guess there are many components, like everybody said, but I'd like to touch on one of our tours that I feel it sort of resembles, what we're talking about, and it's the Best of Iceland tour. Because if you look at it, there's so many adventure components. When we're talking about like the stunning natural settings, we take travelers to really get a chance to see untamed beauty, and connect with the nature, visit Golden Circle, Thimvillier National Park. But not only that, I think one of the others mentioned, it's connecting with the culture as well. We do, the traditions of geothermal bathing in the famous Sky Lagoon. Maybe it's just interacting with those friendly Icelandic horses, or trying their local food. So I think it's a combination of components, and our Explorations brand is basically the essence of what we're talking about here, because it offers all of those components, and it's part of our small group tour as well, with an average of 19 people, and really getting people off the beaten path and trying those adventures.
Kieran, give us a summary now. What's the bottom line here? What is the adventure tour to you?
Oh, goodness. What I get from the panel is that adventure does mean different things to different people. The dictionary definition is an unusual or exciting or a daring experience, which pretty much could be anything.
Right.
On my own personal experiences, like my son, right? For him, when he was 3 years old, adventure was like getting on a 110-year-old steamship to the other side of the lake to feed farm animals. Now he's 8. And next week, he's going ziplining. He's doing a 2-day trip with my wife to see rose gardens. So that's adventure. For some people, it's bungee jumping. For some, it's to explore like the southernmost vineyards in the world for like the best Pinot Noir. I think it comes down to something like a deep feeling that's inside you to do something more, to see something new. It's a calling that inspires you to go further than you've gone before. And the calling is different to different people. It's a calling to live your life larger than how you lived before. So it's really hard to develop a tour and claim that this is a great adventure tour. I think the definition of an adventure tour is dictated by the clients. So that's what we do, right? We customize itineraries based on what the client's calling is or what they tell us they want to do. So it could be walks and hikes, could be diving, wine trips, deep dive into nature and seclusion. It could be wildlife interactions like swimming with 200 or 300 dolphins in the Pacific Ocean, or close interactions with kangaroos. Of course, the soft adventure activities like jet boats and heli trips, hot air ballooning, and high adrenaline activities like skydiving, bungee jumping. What makes a really great adventure tour is delivering the answer to your client's calling. That's how I would summarize it.
Okay, let's take a moment to digest that. Good job. So the next question is, where do you guys go? And it's like we don't have time to discuss all the different places you guys go, but basically, let's highlight what you came here. Maybe certain destinations that you feel are really the adventure travel you want to discuss now. Let's start with Wendy.
Sure. Oh my goodness, we go everywhere. Exodus Adventure Travels, we actually have over 500 active adventures just in Europe alone. Europe is kind of our main kind of core area where we do a lot of our travels. Italy, the Amalfi Coast is definitely our number one destination. And we also do over 90 other countries around the world as well. Some new really kind of up and coming areas that we have been seeing that have been very popular is Eastern Europe, the Baltics, Albania, Georgia, those areas really have started to kind of grow their tourism destinations. And I feel now a lot of people that have already been to a lot of the core Italy and Greece are kind of branching out to try new destinations that maybe was never on their radar before. Other adventures that we've seen a big growth in is, those kind of a sense of accomplishments, walking the Camino Trail, doing the Kilimanjaro, Everest Base Camp, things like those. We really do see like a lot of people really do want to have that sense of accomplishment when they do this active adventure travels as well. But they do, like Danielle mentioned, they do want that authentic feel. They want to get in and they really want to meet the people and get away from the tourist hubbub and really kind of get the, traditional foods, meet the traditional people, stay in traditional accommodations and things like that. So that's something that we do pride ourselves with as well. And we really do make sure when you travel with Exodus Adventures that you really have a deep connection with the people and the place you travel as well.
Good. Cassandra, Intrepid Travel, what destinations do you want to highlight for adventure travel?
Yeah, I can talk about what's not hot. A little different avenue there.
Okay.
So we do all 7 continents, over 1,000 experiences, 100 countries, and one way that we're really able to dive in deep to a destination and explore further is because of our DMC network across the globe. We really try to get travelers to more unfamiliar and lesser known destinations for several reasons. One is to combat over tourism and to offer a really unique experience. So back in 2018, we launched our inaugural Not Hot list. It was designed to spread the benefits of tourism more widely and unveil new destinations to travelers and under the radar destinations, specifically under the radar destinations that are ready for more attention. They have infrastructure and they want travelers coming to their destination for that economic support. So in 2025, our list includes Gilgit, Baltistan in Pakistan, Disco Island in Greenland, which we go to on a land tour, not a cruise. Cape York in Australia, which is at the tippity tip top, Sain Shand in Mongolia, as well as Rupini Savannah in Guyana. So we have a list every year. Instead of coming out with tons of new itineraries, we're looking at where can we uplift destinations and share these places with our travelers. But of course, we have our top destinations, which include Morocco, Vietnam, Peru, and even Italy as well. Something that we're really trying to offer in itineraries is you're seeing the highlights. That's why a traveler goes to a destination. You're not going to skip places just because sometimes you will, but most times travelers at least want to see those top highlights. But we go to different places. So in Vietnam, we do Hanoi, we do Halong Bay, but we also go to Mai Chau Valley in Vietnam where the rice terraces are. We stay for 2 evenings and it's very undervisited. In India, we go to Varanasi, but we also go to Lucknow, which is an incredibly beautiful and historic destination as well. So taking those destinations and looking at how we can make a better positive impact for the people, the planet, and also to give a really unique experience for our travelers. So they're seeing something different and coming back with those really unforgettable memories that they probably didn't even know they were going to experience, because it's all about what's in between the lines of the destination and itinerary and the people that you meet along the way.
Thank you. Danielle, highlight a few adventure places that Colette is sending people to.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're seeing a trend where a lot of people are now choosing more than ever Africa, and I'm excited about that. We have brand new tour going to Namibia, but we also have South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, and when you think of adventure, it's not just the wildlife safaris and going in search of the big five. Maybe to people, it's also just a picnic, right out in the Serengeti or a bush dinner. So that's definitely a destination that we are seeing. Another one, for example, is Japan. So Japan is very popular right now. We're seeing a lot of people interested in Asia. And one of the things that I love that we do in Japan is we bring travelers to do hands-on sushi making class. So it's very authentic and unique. And of course, we have like the traditional destinations like Italy. We have more than 13 itineraries to Italy. We do Australia, New Zealand. Our most popular tour is the complete South Pacific, where you're going out there for almost a month and you're getting to experience both of these amazing countries and then maybe do an extension to Fiji as well. And when it comes to adventure, there's whitewater rafting involved, or maybe you want to go on a helicopter ride, and see Milford Sound from the top. So there's a lot of different experiences as part of the tours.
Thank you. Kieran, give us some adventure destinations.
Several in our part of the world across Australia and New Zealand. Cairns is quite popular for Great Barrier Reef exploration. Uluru in Australia is very popular for outback and indigenous interactions. But where I live is in Queenstown in New Zealand, which is probably the number one adventure destination. It's often referred to as the adventure capital of the world. In the Destination Queenstown or the Queenstown Tourism Board campaign, they say that adventure in Queenstown cascades down the mountains and into bloodstreams. This is where bungee jumping was invented. It's got like the world's one of the busiest skydive drop zones in the world. There are about 150 activities to choose from. This is probably a good opportunity to plug some of the Queenstown operators that are at the adventure show. So we got AJ Hackett Bungee, there's Endzone Skydive, Heliworks for heli trips, Nomad Safaris for Lord of the Rings locations, Zip Trek for ziplining, Real NZ that do day trips and overnight trips through the Fiordland area. There's KJet for jet boat and Oxbow Adventure, which you need to check their website to really understand what Oxbow's all about. So yeah, Queenstown's probably the most popular for us from an adventure perspective. In the Queenstown campaign, they also say that in Queenstown, you meet someone new, the person that you always wanted to be. And our customized itineraries include the right regions and the right products within the region based on the brief that we get from the advisor.
That's great. And then, Simon, give us a few of your adventure destinations.
Yeah, Ellen, at UJV, we have so many amazing destinations. We have Italy, Hawaii, of course, Fiji added to the books, Jasper in Canada to kind of add another. But I'm going to be completely biased and kind of swing straight towards Africa, because Africa is the fastest growing sort of division within Ultimate Jet Vacations. And sort of gone are the days, now where it's just the adventurous spirits that want to kind of do more in terms of adventure when they travel. And we're finding now when people go to the likes of Cape Town, they like hiking up Table Mountain as opposed to taking the cable car. Or when they're going across border up into Zimbabwe and Zambia, like I was mentioned before, White River rafting, there's zip lining. And obviously, I think the terrain in the continent of Africa was made for adventure travel. So, where as in the past, Africa had become that destination that was bucket list, we're now finding more and more return sort of guests coming. And the thing is, they want to do more. They want to kind of really broaden and do different things. So, yeah, adventure travel definitely on the up with us, and continuing to grow.
Okay. Kieran, what I'd like to ask you is what kind of clients should travel advisors target for adventure? Do you have any advice for that?
Goodness, it's probably the toughest target audience to define, because who in the world does not seek adventure, right? It's like more like a state of mind rather than a demographic. It could be evolved travelers, it could be first-time travelers, it could be anyone of any age, any background. It could be like every past client the advisors worked with before. It could be every inquiry. I was going to say that it could be like a Democrat or a Republican. It's really hard to define who they are. I think every individual and a potential client is a target for adventure-focused tours. It could be like a cancer survivor who's got a new perspective in life. It could be someone who's celebrating their 21st birthday or their 60th birthday. The oldest skydiver in the world was 106 years old, a Texan guy. The oldest person to bungee jump was 96 years old in South Africa. So it's not a box that we can define. It's a state of mind, and everyone needs it. So everyone is potentially an adventure seeker and a client.
Okay. Simon, how about you? Tell us who should we be targeting, these travel advisors?
Yeah, again, it is a tough one, because I mentioned just before this, you're not necessarily always reaching out to the adventurous spirits. Everyone has a little bit of adventure in them, to kind of give them that one-of-a-kind, life-changing experience. So, again, clients that love exclusivity, personalization, seeking trips, that combine the luxury and exciting adventures. So, yeah, it's a tough one to answer because, as Karen mentioned, everyone has that little bit of adventure in them. So it's up to us to get it out. Yeah.
Danielle, who's the adventure client?
So I think we definitely want to be on the lookout for explorers, because like everybody said, it's in us, we're all looking for that novelty, maybe history lovers or curious about different cultures. We definitely want to keep in mind, like the physical activity that they're in, like the shape that they're in, because at least for Colette, we want to make sure that they can get out there and truly enjoy. So we even have different activity levels to make sure that, once they're out there, it's going to be a good fit. But, definitely for us, our demographic is the 65 plus, but we have 80-year-old seniors that are still going out there and wanting to zip line through the cloud forest. So just it's in everybody. Everybody's a target.
Wendy, who is the adventure target from your standpoint?
Oh my God. Before I started this job, when someone said to me, who is an adventure traveler? In my head, I'm thinking it's these extreme people with crampons doing the side of Mount Everest. That's what I would think before I started this. But now when I look at our clientele and our demographics that travel with us, we really do. We have couples that travel. We have solo travelers where we do the small group of travel. It really does help to include. It's great for a solo traveler because they're always included with traveling as well and never left behind, which is great. We also have family adventures. So before, we would see people that, family, we have to go, go to the beach, go to relax. But now we see now a lot that our families are trying to get out and do a lot more, adventure focused tours, which is great, zip lining in Costa Rica and things like that, for example. And I feel like, adventure travel really is open for anybody. Our average age usually starts around 60 or so. And I was just, on a trip to India. And there was a lady that joined us and she was coming from Ladakh and she was 70 years old traveling by herself. And she was just exploring India, heading to Nepal and just kind of doing her own thing. And I love that because to me, I'm like, she's not what I would think as an adventure traveler, but here she was by herself getting ready to hike the Annapurna. So I really feel like just, we just have to kind of have an open mind when we think of adventure traveler. Sometimes like, Simon said, we always had this kind of closed box of what we thought an adventure traveler would look like, but it really isn't. It really isn't. And sometimes it blows my mind when I see the core of travelers that do travel with us.
And Cassandra, the adventure traveler for Intrepid, what the travel advisor should target what type of person?
Yeah. So for us, our travelers, they're curious and they want to get connected. They're going to a destination and they don't just want to see it. They want to be immersed. Think of the traditional large coach bus touring of being very passive. You're sitting in the bus and you're seeing the world go by. For adventure travel and for us specifically, it's very experiential. It's very hands-on. We want to get under the surface of a destination. Do these travelers value that local connection? Do they like talking with people in destination? They want to see something different. Do they want to see something new, something that's not super cookie cutter that their neighbor's done? So for us, it's more about mindset than it is about any other psychographic. Our average age of traveler is 50, but our youngest that we have is 5. And we have people who are in like their 80s and even early 90s that travel with us. So, I mean, don't judge a book by its cover. Ask those qualifying questions and see what they want to get out of a destination. And sometimes you will have to reframe how you talk about adventure so that it doesn't scare them off. So maybe it's talking about, how do you like to eat? Do you want to go out and try food at a market? Do you want to connect with local people in destination? They might not use the word adventure, but that may be what they're looking for.
That's good advice. Um, our next question is just why do you think adventure travel has become so popular? And don't say COVID. That's the easy answer. Although I'm sure there was a little there, but we've moved past that. What is it about adventure travel now that is the hot topic? Let's start with who hasn't started. Uh, I don't know, Wendy.
Me? Oh my goodness. So I think we see with Exodus as well, like a lot of people now are sense of adventure. When you travel, you kind of get that little bit of butterflies in your stomach. It's kind of landing in a new airport. Okay, how do I get to the start of my hotel and things like that? It's just kind of immersing yourself in these different cultures. And what we see now, a lot of people are really trying to do a lot of these kind of bucket list trips, I guess I'm going to say, like, I've always wanted to do the Camino Trail, now or never kind of thing. So it's a sense of accomplishment that a lot of people are getting out, and, something you could train for. You could start training and then you go and you do it and oh my God, I just did this thing that I wanted to do for 20 years. So I feel like it's getting a little bit more adventure and stuff as well. And I find too, as well, you're going to see, like, once you see travelers going and talking about their adventures on social media, though, it opens it up a little bit better. And they're like, oh, I've never known about these destinations. I'm going to try it as well. Things like that as well. So I think that, people want to get away from the cookie cutter trips and being stuck in an area where they don't get to see the culture or the people. They really want to get out and experience and see these things. And like I said, kind of have a sense of accomplishment.
Okay. Danielle, why do you think adventure travel's become so popular?
Yeah, I think Wendy touched on something that I believe is part of it, like the visual storytelling that we see on social media. There's definitely increased affordability. I think I don't know if it's just because nobody traveled for a while, but we're also seeing increased female participation. Like there's so many women getting out there, and they don't necessarily need to be single. Sometimes their husbands are at home just not wanting to travel, or maybe they go together, but they're seeking those empowering and experiences that to go out there and really do something different. I think in general, there's just been a bit of a shift in traveler preference, which makes it part of it as well. We've been talking about like immersive and experimental, where people before, back in the day, they used to do the same sort of trips that their friend did. Now it's the exact opposite. People are looking to do something that it's unique, that they can come home and, rave about it and tell their grandchildren, and that it's just going to be memorable forever. And there's also, I think, a component of responsible travel that we're seeing, a bit of a growing awareness of the impact of tourism in local communities, and just leading to a greater emphasis on responsible travel practices. And even I know for us at Colette, there's like a social responsibility component, because we really focus on 4 different areas, which is the community, the people, the travel, and the planet. We want to make sure that we're taking a holistic approach by striving to do good in every area, and to make sure that our grandchildren will be able to visit, these destinations. And overcrowding, it's an issue nowadays, and we got to take care of the destinations we travel to.
Simon, why do you think adventure travel's getting more and more popular?
Ellen, I think Wendy hit the nail on the head there when she said, we're trying to sway away from these cookie cutter sort of vacations. And I think adventure travel sort of offers just that, adventure, active vacations. They're becoming super sort of popular because people are looking at not just necessarily the fun experiences, but meaningful, sort of expiring sort of trips every single time. So they want that connection with nature and themselves. And quite honestly, I think that's what adventure travel offers. So perfect mix of excitement, wellness, again, down to the cultural sort of experiences. That's why people want these adventure trips.
Cassandra, what do you think?
Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to point out, which is quite obvious, is the internet and social media. I think the world is wide open. People are seeing these experiences and getting exposed to it. They're curious. They want to see more. One thing that we know from the adventure travel market is that family travel is one of the fastest growing sectors. And kids and teens are highly influenced by what they see on social media or what's in pop culture. So we see that kids do have a big impact on what their parents are choosing for their next travel destination. We're specifically seeing that with our family tours, where South Korea is one of our most popular itineraries. K-pop, all the shows that are on Netflix right now, right? Booming. The second thing is the way the world's going right now. Everyone's very aware of what's going on: natural disasters, global warming, political crises, wars, etc. And I think that travel brings connection, and being able to make a positive impact, or at least being aware that what you're doing is making a positive impact versus making a negative impact, whether it's the planet over tourism or lifting up people who are in areas that could use the economic support. So for us, we know that many of our travelers do choose to travel with us because they're conscious of that. And if they're not, throughout the tour, they feel that positive impact. And it's usually a reason why they continue to travel with us or make decisions to travel with operators that do that as well going forward.
And Kieran, why do you think adventure travel is so popular?
I think the client's needs are evolving constantly and very fast. They have huge exposure to information. There's a lot of homework that they do in the planning stage where they automatically stumble into experiences that are new, different, more authentic. They are seeking out these personal and moving experiences on their trips. I think safety is also an important factor when you think about traditional products from a soft adventure or a high adrenaline activity. When we have really skilled operators and high safety standards, that's encouraging more travelers to engage in those typical adventure activities that we see. Accessibility to soft adventure and high adrenaline experiences in a very safe environment is now easy. And there's a lot of progress in accessible travel as well. So there are like these special harnesses and special adjustments that's done. So even if you're physically challenged, you're able to still participate in things like skydive and zip treks and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot of evolution on the demand side and the supply side, which has enabled the market to grow so well.
Let's now wrap this up by helping the travel advisor. The whole point is they're here to learn about this, and they're here to find out more. And my job is to say, hey, you want to learn more about this? They're all here at the conference. Go to their booths. And so that's a resource you have immediately. But let's now go around and just talk about all the many resources, the websites, training, URLs, everything that you want them to know so that they have that and can follow up. So let us begin with Simon.
Thanks, Ellen. So yeah, we love supporting travel advisors at UJV. A lot of people, or a lot of agents know us as the travel agent's travel agent. And, we've got quite a few helpful resources from our webinar library. We've got a UJV partner portfolio. We've got a dashboard that agents can sign into. Agents can also join our UJV Facebook forum. We're active on Instagram. And yeah, we just, ever evolving in terms of assisting agents. So, our teams as well, in terms of the luxury travel advisors that we have, are a wealth of knowledge. We've all traveled to the destinations within the whole company. So yeah, anything that they do need, they can just reach out to us.
Okay, Cassandra?
Sure. We have our intrepidtravel.com website, which has our 1,000 itineraries, and it has destination pages that go over our theme. So whether it's family or food or sailing or cruising, but then it has every single small group itinerary that we have on offer with full essential trip information for each itinerary, with also live pricing and availability. So this is for everything to do with the itineraries and destinations. That's where you go. But for agent specific resources, we actually consolidated all of our landing pages and all of our resources, and we put it in one location called our Agent Hub. We launched this in November of 2024. And in our Agent Hub, we have all of our training modules. We have marketing resources, social tiles you can put on your Instagram. We also have who to contact, information about how to do tailor-made groups and private groups. And it also links you to our online agent booking portal. So literally everything is there. And then if you're on social media, we do have our community on Facebook as well, which is really fun for updates on FAM announcements and contents and incentives. But Agent Hub is where you want to be.
Good. Kieran, give us the whole lowdown on where they should go.
So Anscro is a B2B company. We only work with travel advisors. So our website
They
is
love that.
Anscro.
Let's stress that. They love it. Keep going.
Website is anscro.com. So that's ANZ or ANZCRO.com. That's a travel advisors only website. It's got incredible resources, including digital brochures that you can pass on to clients. While we are B2B, all the digital brochures that we produce are B2C. It's meant for advisors to pass on to their clients. The website and the digital brochures won a Magellan Gold Award last year in the US. So we're very happy with that. We also have a resources hub, which is in two parts, a training part and a marketing part. So training part's got presentations from Tourism New Zealand, Tourism Australia, our own product manuals to get up to speed with Aussie and New Zealand as destinations. The marketing hub has got social tiles, things like that. It's got images and videos to make it easy for you to create your own flyers or web pages, stuff like that. The resources hub also won a Magellan Gold last year. So very, very proud of those achievements. But yeah, the easiest thing to do is get on anscro.com or email me. I'm at kiran@anscro.com.
And Danielle, give us some contact information.
Yes. So the best resource for travel advisor is our travel agent portal. At the end of last year, we actually launched our Encompass campaign, which is a set of tools that was designed to basically just to help advisors in every aspect of their career. It was designed by travel advisors. So we're very proud, very excited because it's friendly. People are loving it. So once they're into the portal, there's, learning opportunities with our Colette University. There are small modules. There's self-service training, industry insights. There's marketing resources, social media tiles. There's also the Travel Advisor Resource Guide. They can connect to the Travel Advisor Network. So it's a lot of fun. They can be on Facebook and connected with us. And then it also gives them access to My Colette, which is our reservations platform. They can see their commission, all of their reservations, group, retail. They can send emails to their clients directly from there, and request for invoices. So it's all in there. And even if they have a login already, they will need to get an updated version of it. So all they need to do is go to gocollette.com website. Right on the corner, they can click login and either create an account or just update their password, which will give them access to the new travel agent portal that was created recently.
And Wendy, tell us about Exodus and how travel advisors can get the most from them.
Yeah. So our main webpage that you'll find a lot of our trips are going to be on www.exodustravels.com. So that's where you're going to find our main page with all of our itineraries as well. We do have an agent portal. We do have an agent that is actually getting revamped right now. So it's going to be really great. It's going to be updated with brand new training for agents as well, which is what we always try to get out. We tend to do about 2 live webinars each month as well on different destinations, different styles of travel. But our main kind of reference events would probably be our Facebook page. If you were to search Exodus Agent Collective, this is only agents that are going to be on here. This is where we're going to put like Sandra mentioned, like FAMs or any new trips or any promotions or anything like that. We try to keep it all agents. So it's a nice community for agents to kind of reach out for us as well. Yeah, and we also partnered with Approach Guides, if people are familiar working with Approach Guides. So it's a social media platform that you can put your information in and just share back onto social media. Very easy to use.
Okay, well, I have to say, there's no way to cover adventure travel in an hour. And so you have to go to these booths and you need to follow up. And it's all good information. And I wish you all luck and thank you all for being here. And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report and Virtual Roadshows.